I don't know when this came out, but I just found it today. It must be recent. They were talking about the Sandy Hook incident, that tragedy. And I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories, and I'm not going to get into that because I'm not really an expert. I don't know all the details. It's a tragedy no matter how you slice it, because even if it was manufactured, like totally false, like staged, they're still projecting this whole idea that it happened into the collective psyche of the American people, the society. So it's a tragedy. You know, that's the tragedy of it, is that even if it's make-believe, people are still going through this tragedy. See? So it's like, can't be denied that people are going through something, you know, if they face things emotionally. But on the other hand, I can understand the conspiracy theorists, people that are finding out like really what happened and like the facts and whatever's been covered up, whatever deception there is, that has to be found out also. And then maybe you can meet both of these, like the masses, what they're going through, and then like the people that are digging for the truth behind it all. And if they would accept, if everyone would accept the information, we'd be better off. But however, that's probably not going to happen because people want to remain ignorant and they want to go through what they want to go through, and that's why these psychological operations really work. Now, the details or the specific thing that came out today was about the father of the alleged shooter. AdamLanza is his name, or his supposed name, and the supposed name of his biological father, I think is Peter-Lanza. So it's the same last name, Lanza, and this man had divorced from his wife or separated. I'm not sure of the relationship situation and you know how they went through this, what the process when they separated. You know, apparently it was complicated. There's actually another son, so you know that there's two siblings that. I hope I'm stating this right. The two siblings came from the same father-in-law. So, so this guy did this whole interview, and I didn't watch the interview because when I clicked on the site for it, it just gave me this big ad for. I forgot the corporation, but I was like, I'm not going to watch this ad, so I just clicked out of the entire website, and I went on to click a couple of sites that were giving a text version, and they just had a lot of quotations, and it just read like a, you know, like a news article instead of watching the original source video. And from what I gathered, this is what I want to say, that I noticed a glaring hole in the entire interview and the statements of this father. And this is the hole. This is what's missing. He doesn't say anything about his own responsibility towards this whatsoever. So, to me, that was this huge discrepancy that I found. This was a huge red flag. Not only that, I mean, the shocking headline on it is that the father states that he wishes his son would have never been born. So, you know, that's the last nail into the coffin, hammer the nail in, because, you know, he already distances himself from it. He divorces the mother. He's not around them. From what the report said, is that he didn't see his son for 2 years before the incident. So there's this huge absence, there's this huge separation. So logic would just tell you, common sense, this guy gave up as a father. This guy, at what point it happened, I don't know, but he obviously gave up his God-given responsibility to the children. Now, how that happens, I don't know. Sometimes women and mothers can make it difficult. Sometimes the system makes it difficult. Sometimes the fact that he moved on into another relationship, he is remarried, that can make it difficult. Sometimes relating to the children can be difficult. So, there's all these things, variables that I don't know about. I don't have all the information, the facts. But I do know, regardless of it, this guy said nothing in the recent interview that they're promoting in the media now about responsibility. So I would have expected a little bit of remorse, a little bit of, taking blame for the fact that the development of this child into the alleged killer has something to do with the father being separated from the family. A divorce happened. That's what children go through. They go through anguish and turmoil and chaos, and it seriously affects their development. Okay, enough of that, because I'm really hammering that point in. My second point is this, before I conclude. They talked about how the shooter, AdamLanza, had been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. This is a psychiatric diagnosis. And they had disagree with that by what the father is saying. It wasn't Asperger's. He should have been diagnosed with schizophrenia. That diagnosis. So they also talked about the medication that AdamLanza was forced to be on as an adolescent. Early on, a young age. He's given this. I heard of at least one prescription chemical medication. And his body was rejecting it, his mind was rejecting it, he didn't want to be on that. And I understand that. His rights were taken away to decide, and they put him on this medication. I see nowhere in the interview, or in the statements of the father, that there might be a flaw with these medications. They might be experimental. They might cause actually a person to become violent just because of the medication. And not because of the fact that there's a problem prior to giving the medication. There's a lot of studies that are already out, but the medical industry and people like him who want to point the fingers, even at his own son, stating that, the son had all this problem. Well, there was no problem because I went away and I left the home and I abandoned him for all this time, and I didn't really, I just saw him as a weird kid, always with problems, always needing to put him into psychiatric care, always needing to force medications on him. He doesn't say anything, the fact that maybe the medical industry doesn't know how to treat people, and in fact, they make a problem worse, especially for children. That's it. I made 2 points. If you don't agree with it, so be it. This is an open discussion forum. Feel free to give me some feedback, and thanks for watching, everybody.